This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by
NordVPN. Get advanced security, internet freedom, and complete privacy. Save 73% off the 2-year plan plus 4 months free with code MMANUTS. Hotel Collection. Bring luxury hotel scenting home. Save 50% off with code MMA50. Drift Air Freshener. The freshest air freshener with no harmful chemicals. Save 15% off with code INGO15. Wild Alaskan Company. Healthy, affordable, convenient fish sent right to your door. Save $25 off with code BIGFISH25. Defense Soap. Everyday soaps for everybody. Use code MMA Nuts to save 15% off your order.
Hey fans, this is MMA Nuts episode 605.
605.
My name is Ingo Weigel.
Matt Griffith, MMA show. My fans for my fans walking line between serious and ridiculous. What's happening?
Nothing. Chilling like a villain, hanging out.
His name is not Matt Dillon.
No, is not my name. Yeah,
Not
I don't
today.
know. It's supposed to be the first week of spring, but it doesn't feel very spring-like.
You know, this weather can fucking eat a bag of dicks. All right.
So I'm ready for some heat. I'm excited for the day when I'm down here in my office and I'm freezing because the AC is blasting. Because outside it's like 80. That's
Same.
That's
like
what I'm looking
I'm
forward to.
constantly in like sweatpants and a sweatshirt in the basement because it's freezing, and I have all the vents closed. It's just the way it rolls in the basement. Yeah. Trying to think what else I want to talk about. I'm just going to say it out of principle. Bears.
Go Bears and Hawks and the Bulls.
Yeah, the Blackhawks are almost in last place. They're a point away. They got a pretty tough schedule. We want to be in last place. You can have a 25% chance to win the number one pick, which is fucking dumb. If you're in last place, you should have 100% chance to win the fucking thing. So I think they have 54 points, and I think there's a couple teams with 53, and then one with 56 with about 10 games remaining. So they're on pace. Just keep doing what you're doing. Lose more. And it's fucked up if I watch.
Go ahead. Sorry.
As I say, it's fucked up if I watch a game because now I'm rooting for them to lose. Like I'm cheering against them. Like, lose! What are you doing? Why are you up 1-0? So, what were you gonna say?
Have you been watching any basketball NCAA tournament? Because this has been a wild year. Like, I think the number ones all got booted out.
That's my favorite when that happens. I like underdog action.
The Elite Eight, I think the Sweet 16 had 2 left, and then the Elite Eight there were none, and now we're down to the Final 4 here, and it's a 9 and a 5 and a 5 and a 4 going at it.
Holy shit! Yeah,
everyone's brackets are screwed.
I
San Diego
forgot what I
State is like
read.
the Cinderella team. So
someone tweeted out that there were only like out of 2 million brackets or something insane, there were only like 32 still good, like for perfect. I'm like, wow. Like there must have been a shit ton of crazy upsets because I haven't followed it. Usually don't follow any of the college sports like football, basketball, unless I was in a pool, and I haven't, because I'm not in an office, so a pool doesn't really exist anymore, which sucks. I like the Super Bowl ones.
It's been super wild. So I don't know. When it gets like this, it's like for me, the novelty wears off at the final. Like these teams are not, they're like not top. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's nice to have at least one number one in it, so that there's like still room for more upsets. But now it's just like it's all the teams no one expected to be there. So it's like I don't care, and I don't care. Right. Now I don't care anymore. Sure. So it's like,
what's this?
It's,
like number
nice
10
to have like a
versus,
1 or 10 versus 2 is exciting, but like 9 versus 6 or 5, I don't know, it's not that exciting. So 5 versus 1 is exciting, I don't know what I'm saying, but anyways.
Well, you also want to see the best of the best, because sometimes the number one, and this was probably a perfect year for it, they have an off night and you fucking lose. So it's the way it goes.
Yep. That's why it's
especially
exciting.
in a weird tournament like that where it's just one and done, right?
Right. That's why in the NBA, they, in professional sports, they play multiple, unless, football is different, but still, like,
Yeah.
it's just, you never know. Basketball is one of those games. You could have an off night,
Yeah. And then you're
still,
fucked.
still win the series. Yep.
At least at
Yep.
that level until you get to the pros. Seems like they should almost do more, but maybe you just can't. Like a best of 3. I don't know. Something.
March Madness would be like Spring Madness. It'd go from
Yeah, I mean,
March
it would be
till June.
Fuck it, man. You guys are playing every day. It's a war of attrition.
Yeah.
You guys are young. You can make it happen.
Shall we talk a little UFC fight night over the weekend?
Yeah, I want to complain again about ESPN. Well, I noticed, I don't know what's going on with the clock and the name graphic that's on the screen. The positioning seems to keep rising, and I measured it out today to see like what position is this at. It's at the 25% of vertical mark of where they put the names and the time. What is that benefiting? Because it's covering up prime real estate like consistently on top of the fighters, and you should never have a graphic over the fighters. It's already bad enough with some of the camera angles because I want to see the footwork, and 9 times out of 10 we're like knees up. I can't see what they're doing. If I have a southpaw versus an orthodox, I want to see who's got their foot on the outside, who's the smarter fighter, how are they working shit. And especially when you have 2 women fighters, you're putting the graphics right over their fucking asses. Like, that is blasphemy. You can't do that shit, especially when you have Holly Holm fighting. What the fuck? ESPN, lower that. And it should, like, back in the day, I swear it was like off to the corner and non-distracting. But now you might as well put it at the 50% mark and put a fucking ad. Make it a big banner ad for
right over the middle.
Monster Energy. No, fuck it. You don't need to see a fight. Just fucking buy Monster or whatever the fuck they're promoting. So
yeah.
Which fight you want to start with? Let's Holly Holm fight.
Yeah, let's talk a little Holly Holm, who was victorious in her fight against Yana Santos. Looking different than we've seen Holly, a lot of wrestling and grappling, controlling Santos for the 3 rounds and gets a decision win. Looking good, but I don't know, like I like the old Holly Holm better.
Yeah, well, you want to see her striking and using kicks, but I think that other chick was being just so aggressive coming forward that she had to turn it into a grapple fest. And then it's just like, why are we grappling? But I'll tell you what, for 41, she looked fucking phenomenal.
She did,
both physically, attractively, and performancely, however you want to sell that. And then afterwards, or maybe before the fight, they said she had signed a 6-fight deal with the UFC. So here's my question. For someone that's 41 and barely fights once a year, why are we signing a 6-fight deal? Because she'll be effectively 47, 48 by the time she rides that out.
I mean, that's the way it goes. Anderson Silva did the same thing. I mean, you name it, countless number of fighters have done that. So it's just like basically they're saying we got you locked up till you retire. That's whatever that is. Right. We don't think you're gonna fight. I don't think she'd fight 6 more fights.
No, I'd say 2
or 3,
because I don't see her fighting past 43.
No,
because I think she said she would take another shot at the title.
Yeah,
like what's the title run?
It's the rumor around the campfire. Yeah, I could see her doing that. I mean, maybe now with her new wrestling approach, I don't know. It's weird. I like it when she was striking. So
I think she's still striking.
Yeah,
at 41. Hot. And what else? Oh, I want to also complain about the booth, the commentary again. I think we need to go back to 2 people in the booth. I think that's the problem. I think when you have 3, there's too much, my dick is bigger, blah, blah, blah shit.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's stepping on each other's toes and no one knows like who's color, who's play-by-play. I don't know why they just decided to go to 3 just to give more employment, but it's just nonstop chatter. Like, we don't need chatter all the time. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you can just watch the fight and go back to 2.
I always, the dynamic between 2 makes more sense to me. You know, I don't,
Yes.
more
I
is
feel like
not
you
better.
build a better rapport with two people than three. And three is, it's never consistent either. It's like you just keep throwing people in and you see that doesn't work. That one definitely doesn't work. This one's tolerable, but it's a clusterfuck. So
Well, my theory on this is that they're trying to keep commentators fresh for all these events they have so that they can rotate these guys in and out of places so that they're not too stale. You know, like if you don't do it for a while, I imagine you start becoming like a little rusty. So that's why they jam everybody together. That's just my theory on this, because there's so many damn events, you know, it's ridiculous.
pretty much every weekend. If there's 52 weeks a year, they're probably doing 83 and a half fights or cards. I don't know what it is.
How do you do a half a fight, man? I don't know how that
Well,
works.
it depends, because you like that guy caught the hip, that fight's canceled, you know, like shit happens.
So he fights himself.
So like this card, for example, 10 fights. And the other weird thing, 4 fucking split decisions on 10 fights. What the fuck fights are these judges watching? Because we'll talk about the main event, Vera versus Sandhagen. First off, I want to say, I don't know why you have 135 pounders as the main event. I just put that out there because they're not even fighting for a title. Like, I have a hard time stomaching these lighter weight classes in the first place. So I watched this fight. I score at 4-1 Sandhagen. I thought it was pretty clear a 4-1.
Yeah.
Potentially a 5-0. And this was a split decision win for Sandhagen. Like, crazy. What fucking judge thought Vera won? It wasn't even close to being a close fight. It was a clear win for Sandhagen. And I want to say someone tallied up all the votes online for like all the MMA media, and I want to say it was like 98% thought Sandhagen won. So it's just, again, another card with a crazy judge. And I think Dan Miragliotta was a judge on one of the fights that had a fucked up split decision. I could be wrong on that. And I think he was on the opposite end of being right. So just a lot of nonsense out there. We
need the fan vote to count. It needs to count for something.
Or 5 judges, both. Do 6 and a fan vote. How's that? 6 judges and 1 fan vote. And why not go to 5 judges? What's the point of, or the reasoning behind not having more? I feel like that levels the playing field. It's kind of like when you're playing a fucking online shooter. I'd rather have 8 players on my team versus playing like a 6 versus 6 or a 4 versus 4. Because if you have one fucking special kid, you're getting fucked. You're getting fucked.
Yes.
Like someone that's just trying to do a challenge and not trying to win the goddamn game. I'm just here to kill people. Like, fuckface. This is a domination. We need to hold points, capture, and hold. Let's go. I don't know. I get very agitated when people don't play the fucking game right. And go,
I can see that. They're playing their own version of the game.
I know. It's they got the gaze. I can't have that.
No.
Anyway, we should probably talk a little bit about some sponsor action.
Yes. Let's talk about, are we talking about Kunsuri?
Yes.
All right. We have Kunsuri, fellas. Have you ever wished you were a little bit taller? Maybe you matched on a little
bit taller. Wish I was a baller.
You might have matched on Tinder, but her profile says must be over 6 feet tall. Maybe your date wants to wear heels, but she can't because it will make her taller than you. Well, I got the Short Kings covered with today's sponsor, Kunsuri. Kunsuri makes shoes that wake you up, make you up to 2 inches taller.
Wake you up and make you up. Take care of business.
Yes, 2.8 inches taller without up to 2.8 inches taller without anyone knowing. Look, girls, get heels, makeup, and push-up bras. Why can't men get a boost in confidence too? We're all the same height, lying down anyway, if you know what I'm saying, fellas.
I know what you're saying.
For a limited time only, our viewers and listeners get an extra 15% off their order with the code MMA at kunsuri.com. That's with a Z. The site is already 30% off, and with our code, you get an extra 15%. That's 45% off your entire order. Support our show and check them out at CONZURI.com and use the code MMA.
That discount's insane. They're going to be out of business before you know it. You can't be putting 45% off and I'll tell you what, here's my story. I'm 6'1", all right? I'm the runt in my family. I have uncles 6'8", 6'6".
Oh, Jesus.
Everybody else, my brother's 6'5", everyone else 6'4". I'm the runt at 6'1". Can I be rocking these shoes so I can show up level? Can I level the playing field a little bit? That's what I want to do.
I like it. On top of 30% off the site, as we mentioned, our listeners and viewers get an extra exclusive 15% off discount at consuri.com with the code MMA. That's a total of 45%, I said, off your order. Use code MMA at consuri.com. Go to CONZURI.com with code MMA. When I want to get high, I put on a pair of Consuris.
Me too. And if you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Also, brought to you by Miracle Brand. Whether you want to get more fit, be a better parent, or get more done at work, there is one thing that will help, and that's a better sleep.
Mm-hmm.
With Miracle Made sheets, you can tap into the power of self-cooling temperature regulation, which has been shown to improve sleep quality by up to 34%.
As Matt mentioned, they're self-cooling with properties for better quality sleep. They use silver-infused fabrics originally developed by NASA. Miracle's Made sheets are the thermo-regulating and designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, so you get better sleep every single night.
That's right. With that silver, I think you kill werewolves and you injure vampires in the process too. So you're probably safe from terrible monsters trying to attack you, as Charles Barkley would say, at night. So you can go to trymiracle.com/MMA to try it today. And we got a special deal for our listeners. You could save over 40%. And be sure to use our promo code MMA at checkout to save even more and get 3 free towels. And Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a free refund and upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/MMA. Use code MMA to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/MMA to treat yourself. And thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring the episode.
Those are the best.
And back to the show.
Got to mention, I don't know if you noticed this, but on the UFC over the weekend, Donald Cerrone getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. There he is in the crowd, looking humble, inducted, happy. I think it's a long time coming. Good for him. He says, thank you very much. Happy guy, always drinking his beers.
Well, you say he got his hair transplants, his steroids, and now he's happy just to be doing movies, and thinks about sometimes, like, do I want to come back for just 1 or 2 more fights? I forgot what his number is at. I think 2 more puts him at 50, if that's what he was saying. But my question is, I think you said, is he worthy? Is he worthy of being in the UFC Hall of Fame?
Are you asking?
Yeah.
I would say absolutely. Are you kidding me? Of course.
And what's the criteria for being in the Hall of Fame?
because we like him. I don't know. I mean, there isn't a criteria.
I know
somewhere.
it's UFC Hall of Fame, not like MMA Hall of Fame.
Right. So they get to decide who goes in and who doesn't. So it's like they like him. He's had a good career, lots of fights, made lots of money.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can't fault the man for being inducted. Again, there is no criteria as far as what I'm aware of. It's just
no. Because I don't. I mean, part of like I agree, like he should be in it, but then there's the other side that says, like, shouldn't you have won a title at some point to be in the Hall of Fame? Like, what makes you special to be in there?
I think almost won the title multiple times.
Right. I think he got within sniffing distance multiple times, and he just fucking shit the bed, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because I think he was more happy just to be in the chase for it and not to be it, and almost like sabotages himself in the process. Because there's always like, oh, it's slow start Cerrone. Like, when's he going to wake up? And then like sometimes he's just fucking on. Like, what the shit? it seemed like he couldn't always figure out like how much to warm up before the fight and then how hard to go sometimes. And then sometimes he's just a murderer out there. But
Yep.
when you want to talk about a guy that would take a fight anywhere, anytime, I think Cerrone for sure. So,
the
I
real
mean,
BMF, baby.
I think
real
that's who coined. I think he had the wallet, the BMF ranch that they were all training at. And now he's doing his own thing for an actor. So,
yep.
I'm in on that. I like it. I'll approve of this messaging. I saw Jorge Masvidal was on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
No, he's actually very knowledgeable about fighting. He knows a shit ton about it.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and the thing I thought was really interesting was he's talking about like his knockout loss to Usman and talking about how he's in such a dark place for so long because of that. And then trying to, like, it fucked him up for months. Like, I think that was his first knockout loss, maybe, or at least high profile knockout loss.
Yeah.
Especially when he fought him the first time, he's like, yeah, I didn't feel that much power. And then the second time he gets KO'd. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, what happened there? So.
Did he have answers? What happened?
No. He just got slept. But then him talking about kind of preparing for like the Askren fight and just some of the other shit, talk about Colby Covington and whatever happened between them, and basically saying like Colby, he was used to be a mentor to Colby, and then that guy just fucking turned weird, and Jorge did all sorts of stuff for him. He was saying like, oh, the guy broke his hand, his girlfriend kicked him out because he gave her herpes, and then I took him in. And I'm like, what? Like, Colby's out here giving people herpes? What the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
But basically, it just sounds like the guy's a piece of shit, like Colby. Because I think John Jones was even saying, like, he's got issues, and then thinking about Colby potentially getting the next shot at Edwards and how he's not worthy of it. That kind of nonsense. So it's basically Jorge is fighting... Who is it? Gilbert Burns in a couple weeks. Yeah. So like, just hopefully Jorge wins and he can get the title shot.
That'd be nice.
I feel like he's much more deserving. And then when I talk about that fight, UFC 287, someone did another Grand Theft Auto kind of poster for it. Like, I love this kind of shit.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic.
Everyone that's on there that's fighting.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Like, that's fucking badass. That's how you should do a goddamn poster.
Super cool.
Yeah. What else is happening out there?
Just recently read an interview with Jake Paul, who said that he was also there in Peru with Aaron Rodgers back a little while ago. I think in 2020, where he said, Rodgers is more publicly known for talking about it, but he was there with him when they did it. And he said he spent the week there with Rodgers. And he shares a lot of similarities with Rodgers in terms of spirituality and reflecting and going into the deepest parts of his mind, like Rodgers has.
Or his anus.
As we know, Rodgers woke up recently from some sort of a darkness retreat and decided he wants to play for the Jets or something.
Was he in the Jorge Masvidal Usman knockout darkness? Is this what's going on?
So interesting, how that happens. I was just thinking, like, can you imagine you go to do one of those things and there's like a famous person there? You're just like, what the fuck?
That's the last thing I would have. Like, you're tripping balls, and then there's someone super famous. Like, what the fuck? Like, your Bass Rutin's next to you. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah, that'd be freaky. Or Steve Jobs, like, comes back from the dead and he's fucking there. Fuck that, man.
That'd be weird.
I saw Dustin Poirier said he's open to a rematch with Justin Gaethje.
Oh, nice.
Saying it's a fight that makes him nervous.
Oh, I like it. I'm all for it. That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's usually people that fight Gaethje, even when they win, they don't win.
Yeah.
They have a hell of a time trying to recover from those fucking leg kicks. And just like the last guy you fought, you saw how much damage was on his face. Fizzy,
yep.
Fucking shit, man. That guy hits hard. And that was a lot of just jabbing, like busted his face up. So yeah, I'd be in for a little rematch of that. And then we were talking about Usman and Edwards. Someone did a pretty cool painting, and this is where I thought Edwards owned him, was when they did that face off, and Usman walked across, and then Leon's just fucking capping him with his 9, like pep, 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 pep. Like I don't feel you coming over here. You're not intimidating me, bitch. And he just unloaded his whole clip into him. Like that is nice.
It's pretty nice.
What else is going on?
Carla Esparza, former champ, announcing recently she's pregnant and not returning till 2024. Here she is with the announcements. So I don't know who this guy is, but
what a lucky man.
Congrats to her. That's all.
Yeah, congrats. Let's just say that. What a lucky guy. That's
yes, they look happy. Good on them. So,
and then I got this interview we were talking about Colby Covington also. I want to get your thoughts on what he had to say here. I don't know who posted this, so whoever did this, don't fucking copyright us.
So you wanted to lick my freaking balls in London. Oh, Kobe, this. But then you want to go back behind the stage and cheerlead for a racist. So he associates with racism and Bilal Muhammad. And, John Anik, dude, I don't want your kids to grow up without a dad. Just realize you live in Boca. I live in Miami, motherfucker. You're not too far from me. So you better shut your fucking mouth. You poke the bear. Now you get the bear comes after you.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on that? Threatening a commentator.
Is that really him talking? I have a hard time believing he sounds really weird.
Yeah, I think it was a bad internet connection.
Oh my God. He sounds mousy. I don't know that he should be threatening anybody. Like, it just doesn't seem like that's cool. I mean, why do that? It's
well, some other people have lost their jobs for that, and definitely could lose a title fight shot.
Not a good move.
Saying some shit. And of course, like, out of all the people, you're gonna talk shit on John Anik. Like, let me pick on the smallest fucking commentator that's a non-fighter.
Didn't he have to get a tattoo after Diaz won or something? Or
yeah, because I don't know what he said. Something, and if he loses, I'm gonna get a fucking tat 209 or
yep.
And then he won. He's like, all right, I'm fucking wrong and you're right. But that's the smart move and that's the respectable move. But how is he not getting any grief from Dana for that shit? And all the fighters jumped on him like, motherfucker, it's on when I see you in person.
Yeah.
But again, like, that's the problem I think I have with Colby is it's not genuine. Like with Conor, whatever he talks, it's authentic. With Colby, it's fake bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't buy into it. And I hate this fake shit. And especially going after someone smaller that's not a fighter I have a problem with. Like, that's a fucking bitch move. And that's probably why Jorge fucking beat you up in the street. And then you have to go ahead and press charges. And I don't know how many people he's sued, but I think Jorge is the third person he's gone after. Because I think he went after Verdum for throwing the boomerang at him. I think he sued him, like, whenever that happened.
Forgot about that.
And who else had beef? I think there was a third guy where some other nonsense happened, but it just kind of shows the character of a person. He's willing to talk all this shit, but then when someone shows up in person, gets his ass kicked.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, and just runs away. Like, let me hide behind people and talk more shit. So
not cool.
Like, if you're gonna talk it, then back it up.
Right.
And don't press charges. Don't be a bitch.
Just pressing charges.
Yeah. I'll sue everybody.
Jesus. Speaking of pressing charges, you want to talk about Mike Tyson and Hasbulla? Did you see this out there? He's out there.
He
Iron
catches
Mike's
him at some
kind of
point.
hanging him. It's like Iron Mike's like, this is funny. This little guy's trying to hit me. Like,
I think he thinks he's a little boy.
He probably does, and doesn't
the way
realize
he picks him up.
He's real. He's like, hey man,
like right here.
Yeah. Like
he kisses him. Come here, I'll bite your ear off. I love
Silly bitch. I don't know, but good fun. To me, it's like, I would never do that to Mike, even if we were friends. Cause I mean, I'm just like, I'm not going to do that because I don't know at what point he could.
He still has that switch, man. You
like,
hit him wrong. And he's like,
dude,
that little guy, you're like, oh fuck.
Mike,
Imagine,
you want like Dana, you want this seat? You can have the seat. Here you go. Take no problem.
that's
Take the seat.
smart move.
Yeah.
Because like Hasbulla, if Tyson goes full bore on him, he's dead. Like he might, his head like might literally snap off and go across the ring like that Fedor Brett Rodgers gif. Like fuck. And I saw this tweet. Let me post this and read it and get your thoughts on this. So
please.
This guy is saying, to be a joint locker in MMA, you can't be looking for taps, not even for pops. Your goal is to mangle the limb. If they don't tap, they should be altered for the rest of the fight. This is why breaking mechanics are such an important thing. And this is in a response to John Donaher saying a courageous and determined opponent can simply refuse to submit to a joint lock if he's willing to take the damage. So what's your thoughts on that? Like basically maiming people Poirier style.
I don't know. I see both sides of it. It's hard for me to like judge one viewpoint versus the other because ultimately these guys are fighting for money. So I think, what am I thinking about? Was it GSP Dan Hardy? Is that the fight I'm thinking about? Where George had, I think it was Dan Hardy. George had Dan a bunch of times and never actually finished submissions because I don't think George wanted to break his anything. He was just too nice of a guy.
Yeah, it was a little off in his technique too, but he doesn't have that mean in him.
No, where like a Frank Mir or Poirier is, they'll break that shit. So I could see both viewpoints because at the end of the day, it's like, you know, whose fault is it? Is it the guy?
Right.
Paul Harris, I think, took it too far because there was no opportunity to get out of a bad situation. Like,
and he's not stopping with like the tap or the ref pulling. He's still not stopping.
Yeah, and I mean, you think of like Misha Tate, Ronda Rousey. Tate's like, I'm not tapping. I mean, it's just, I think if you don't tap, it's stupid. It really is. Like,
yeah, and I think it depends on what it is. You definitely need to tap early and often if anything's involving your knee in some of those like submissions, because you're shredding that. I get the arm bar, maybe not wanting to tap, but how many people have come back to win after not tapping to an arm bar?
Not many.
It's probably like 1 out of 10, if that. There might have been one. Because even remember like Frank Mir snapping Tim Sylvia's arm, and Sylvia's still trying to fight, and Herb Dean's like, your fucking arm is broken, man. It's like, no, it's not. Yes, it is. And then like, look at the fucking video. And then Tim Sylvia said he talked about that. Someone had interviewed him recently. He's like, I knew my fucking arm was broken, but I still wanted to win the fight. Like, that's insane. It's fucking insane. But yeah, I see it both ways too. Like that's just a weird thing. Like, I don't know. I don't want to mangle someone unless I seriously dislike them. If I'm just competing, like we have no beef, I don't see that as a necessity. But if we have beef, I'm okay to maim. I get that then.
Okay.
And then speaking of that, we're kind of in the same one. I don't know if you saw this.
Oh yeah. I know what you're gonna say. Yeah, I thought you were gonna show. That's what I thought you were gonna show us. But yes.
So like this Fury FC fight, you have Edgar someone versus Gianni someone, and gonna play this up here, and you see him. He's in a triangle.
So Vasquez seems like, let's see if we can.
There's a point where you can see his breathing. Like he's right there. He's
out. He's out.
He's out, and we're still going.
I think that the announcer, everyone's just kind of like, "Hey, this fight's over. He's done."
They're all yelling. He's out. Like you can see his breathing has changed, where it's a choked out man, and then he kind of regained. Like he's still out, and then he's got to get his arm broken because he can't tap. So he's hyperextended it right there, and then at some point the pain is going to wake him back up to the point where he taps.
Terrible.
This motherfucker is still not stopping the fight. But you know what? early stoppaging. If I don't get that in, I'm not doing my job.
Terrible reffing. I think that guy should never ref again.
Is that the worst non-call you've ever seen?
There's been some bad ones, but that one's pretty bad. I'll say that guy should not ref ever again. Ever.
Yeah, it's crazy. And where are the corners? Like, I would jump in and physically stop the fight and pull the fighters apart.
Yeah.
Or I'm throwing a towel in. Like, you could see that as a corner. Like, fucking, let's go, stop it, or I'm jumping over. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's probably talk about some other sponsors.
Let's do it.
Where we at? Oh, this episode, you heard me. This episode is sponsored by Ridge Wallet. I have said Ridge Wallet right here. Thing I like about this is it is extremely thin. You see like all my beautiful cards in there. A little bit of cabbage on the backside, but when you look at this compared to my George Costanza, it's about a third the size. So that's one of the reasons I love that.
Yeah.
What else could it do?
Well, the other good stuff about it, of course, is it holds up to 12 cards. Plus, it has room for cash. There's over 30 colors and styles, including carbon fiber and burnt titanium, whatever that looks like. The wallets have over 50,000 5-star reviews. That's insane. The durable material means each wallet comes with a lifetime warranty. The Ridge team is so confident that you'll like it that they'll let you test drive it for 99 days. You can
not 98, not 100,
99. And and if you don't like it at that point, you can send it back for a full refund. They want to make sure you love it.
That's right. You go to ridge.com/MMAnuts. You could save 10% off your order with code MMAnuts.
Also brought to you by Renew Therapy. Upgrade your performance in 3 minutes daily. Use the power of daily cold plunge to enjoy the benefits of cold tub therapy and recover faster, feel better, boost your immunity, think clear, reduce pain, burn calories, because we all need that before summer, get healthier skin, and experience an improved headspace.
That's right. The Renew Cryo Plunge Tanks, always cold and clean technology, will encourage you to add cold water immersion to your daily routine. The Renew Deck Top provides a place for you to perform breath work before and after your cold plunge in your cold bathtub. It'll build strength of character. It's always clean, easy to maintain, conserves water, and it's designed for your safety and convenience.
And best of all, you can save $200 off Renew Therapy's cold tanks with our code MMA200.
That's right. Word.
Get your cold on.
That's right. It's all about it. I like to finish off my shower with a little 30 seconds to 1 minute of
I thought you were going to go
cold.
somewhere else with that thing.
I'm not going that deep. Not in the shower.
Eject.
Where's my CD player? Eject. I still have a CD player. Take that. So I have my Bass Rutten CDs. Fucking round 1, 3, 2 knees and an elbow or whatever.
I do those. They're on YouTube. I do those with my heavy bag. That's my kickboxing workout.
It's the best.
He has like 2 or 3 of them. I do one that's 2-minute rounds and one that's 3.
Yeah.
And then mix it up from between boxing and kickboxing. And people hear that when they come over, they're like, that guy's voice is very, he sounds like he's motivating. I'm like, hell yeah. He motivates me to hit that bag.
That's right.
If you're not tired, do some jumping jacks.
Yeah.
You will be tired.
Do everything 100%. Full power.
It's like pom, pom, pom.
Yeah. Bing, bang, bong.
Sorry, you were going to say something? Go ahead.
I forgot. Oh, I just rewatched Here Comes the Boom the other day, and he was in there. I'm like, that's actually a solid movie with a lot of not true ways to fight, because I think Kevin James is fighting like pretty much every night or every other night in MMA. I think in amateur MMA you can get away with that shit, kind of, but not as a pro. You get suspended by commissions.
Terrible.
Let's see. A little KO of the week,
please.
I think there's 3. Let's turn the volume down. This comes from Glory. I have no idea when or where. Sometimes you go with no underwear.
Oh. Damn.
Yeah. When you get face planted, not great.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's one. Let's see what this next one is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this one's cool. This is those ice fights. So it's guys doing MMA hockey style. And I'm wondering if this technique will come into hockey, because sometimes that happens. It's kind of hard to see. But the guy does a spinning back fist on fucking skates and KOs the guy.
Jesus. I totally missed it. What happened?
Yeah, I don't know if I can get this any bigger, because usually when I do this, then we get copyrighted.
Oh, yeah. I see it. That was brutal.
So damn. I wonder, I didn't know you could do that on skates. So I'm wondering, because I've seen guys do a fucking Superman punch to start a fight and just KO a guy right off the bat. I wonder if you're going to see a spinning back fist. And I don't know, like in the enforcer circle, if that's frowned upon. Because it seemed like the Superman punch is kind of frowned upon. Like, hey, man, that's not kind of a fair technique, but to me, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna fight you. My goal is to try to knock you the fuck out, regardless. So if I hit you with any technique that's unconventional, good on me, and fuck you. That's how I see that. Last one.
Yeah.
Not technical. This is somewhere in Peru. I don't know what kind of fight this is, but sloppy.
Oh, damn.
Okay. But you gotta appreciate the atmosphere. Like, you got mountains and everyone's showing up with their fucking cowboy hats, and someone's doing work. Maybe it's just like street beefs.
Well, at least maybe it's one of those, like, every year, whoever, if you got beef in the village, you got to go duke it out. And at least they're doing it on grass, you know?
Yeah,
so
it's a soft landing. Not on concrete. No one's dying.
No.
What else is happening?
I just have a knowledge, so I can.
All right, I can go on a run. I'm almost there. There was a weird face-off. You know, I'm into weird face-offs. I don't know what it is. This one is, yeah, I don't know where we're at, what world, what country, but here we go.
Are they groaning?
Yeah.
Those guys are huge. Scary.
Yeah.
What are they going to do?
Yeah, just wait.
Are they going to kiss?
One guy's getting a little too close. Man, you better get your steroids in check. That looks like the road rage or the roid rage. The hemorrhoid rage? I don't know. Something's going on.
I feel like that guy blew out a vocal cord.
Yeah.
Not good.
I don't know how that fight turned out. I'll have to look at that. So that's one thing. Tweet of the week 2 goes to Fight Circus. So they're responding to Sherdog. So Sherdog says Alistair Overeem has been suspended for 1 year and had his glory kickboxing win against Badr Hari overturned after testing positive for a banned substance. And then Fight Circus, hey, we only test for STDs after it burns. We have a place for you, legend. So maybe he's going to go over to the Fight Circus. But I think that they're fighting this weekend. I think that's where that Siamese twin Bob Sapp or Rampage versus the promoter / owner and one of his buddies. Like, that's not going to turn out well for those guys. And then whatever other catastrophe of fights they have. And then round 3. This one's probably one of my favorite videos that I've seen in a while. You need a little volume.
I can't top that. That's
Get
too
all the
good.
CTE you can get.
That's too good.
All you
That's
can
good.
eat, baby. And then Ask the Nuts. There you go. Anyone on this list surprise you? It's oldest female fighters in the UFC. Holly Holm, 41. Jessica Penne, 40. Lauren Murphy, 39. I didn't realize that so many ladies were old.
That, I mean, that's what's surprising me is the age of these women. I thought they were, that seems like the women fight later into.
Yeah. Like Michelle Watterson, I didn't realize 37. Carolina, 37. Angela Hill, 38. Joanne Wood, 37. Antonina Shevchenko, 38. It's crazy. Fucking Holly, the oldest. Wow.
Oldest, huh? Still looking good.
Yeah. Phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is unreal. Good for her.
Agreed.
Knowledge. What do you got?
Yes. I this popped up on my Instagram the other day, and I can't remember. I'm like, I swear I saw this somewhere. I don't know if you showed this to me or not, but new training regimen. Does this look familiar to you at all? I mean, what's happening here? Is this how we train these days?
This guy's got to get his fuck on in his lap.
He's just
with gloves and a hat on,
throwing the weights down. I feel like I saw this. I was like, this is something Matt would have definitely shared, but I guess not.
No. But that's usually what you do see. Well, it's January of every new year sucks because you have all these people coming in the gym that, one, don't know how to work out, and two, won't be there past January, and then three, they're creating new exercises, and I see it all the time. Like, what the fuck are these guys doing? And even like when I took my daughter, because she wanted to get into lifting and working out, so I took her to the weight room and was teaching her like technique and what we should do. And then there's a guy on the machine where you sit with your legs spread and you squeeze your legs together.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, you see that? We don't, men don't use that machine. You don't fucking do that. Women can do that. Men don't use that machine. It was like the butt blaster machine.
Yes.
Which I don't know if that one's still around. I'll see if I can find a video, but it's basically your doggy style, and then you're pushing one of your legs back and up like this.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, men don't get on that machine. There's certain machines that are women, and there's certain machines that are men. Unless you have, as I point at my eye, the gaze. You know what I'm saying?
Then you can do whatever you want.
Then you can do whatever.
It's not in Matt's gym.
No, I'm old school, and we don't use that kind of technology around here.
No,
we don't do that shit. I don't have room for the butt blaster in here.
No, that's good.
I'm very excited. There's there's an old sport coming back as new. I'll share a little bit with you. Coming back, slam ball, Ingo.
You like this one, but
people
were getting really hurt doing this, didn't they?
20-year hiatus. You heard me right. This is the sport where I saw a dude rip his foot off, and it was only attached by skin.
Oh God, that's what it was. Yeah.
He missed the tram and broke his foot off. But man, look at full contact. This is like, maybe they needed to do that Dagestani basketball and slam ball and combine the two, because that's just kind of what we're looking at here.
Pretty crazy. I feel like it's just high risk of injury in this sport.
I love it. There's so much damage is gonna happen. so much
way
damage.
Crazy. Yeah, these people are nuts.
And then I saw this cool thing. I've been trying to find this. I want to buy this, but the MCnuckle Duster. It's a fucking nice brass knuckle McDonald's thing. It looks like it's in a flea market somewhere. I've been looking for it online because I'd love to buy that as a demo thing in my fucking weight room here. So I saw that, and then I'll close it out with this one. You might have seen this one before. I come in peace. I'm peace.
I don't remember anymore. You've shown me so many of these.
I know. But at least
Probably.
he was respectful. It spelled "come" correctly.
Yes.
Come correct, man. You better come correct.
Mhm.
That's all I got. I'm getting shut down.
All right. Well, that has been another edition of MMA Nuts. My name is Ingo Weigel.
Yeah, Griffin, thanks for playing.